money, 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 money.
Hey, it's Lori F. Dean, and is it just me, or do you not get money? I don't mean get money in terms of acquiring it. I mean, do you not understand money either? What is money? And more importantly, what is money not? Now, okay, I can see you rolling your eyes at me and saying, duh, Lori, everybody knows what money is. Well, I understand that if I give somebody something called money, I will receive something in return, usually a good or a service. Okay, I get that concept. But is that all there is to it? Is money even real? And if it's not real, then what is it? What's it used for? These are conversations, or questions, I guess, in the bigger conversation that I really have been avoiding most of my life. Oh, I just didn't want to go there. My eyes would fog over whenever anybody wanted to discuss money. And I found it much easier to leave the money issues in my life to someone else. No more. I am embarking on a journey to discover money. The meaning of money, if you will. So when this series wraps, which is at the end of the week, I'll be starting another one, which will basically detail my journey into money. And of course, I invite you to come along and participate in the conversation. I'll give you a lot more details as we get closer to that time. But for now, I want to share with you my very limited understanding of money that I've just discovered in the past, well, week, I guess, and that's really kind of blown my mind, okay? Okay, here we go. So I'm working with Coach Garrett J. White, and he is the Master Coach Mentor, and he's also the founder of the Paid to Play Academy. Garrett has whole sections and conversations around this idea of money. And I've just barely scratched the surface, and I can tell it's going to be a wonderful ride. So here's what I think I've learned so far about money, okay? I live in Canada, and here are some of the objects, I guess, that are money in my country, okay? We've got something called a penny, something called a nickel. This is a dime. Now the dime is worth 10 cents, the nickel was worth 5, and the penny was worth 1 cent, okay? Cool. This is called a quarter. It's worth 25 cents. This is a loonie. It's worth $1 in Canada, and this is a toonie. It's worth $2. Here we have a $5 bill, which of course is worth $5, okay? So those are the tangible amounts of money that have a particular denomination where you can see when you actually hold the object, okay? Then we have things like this, a debit card and a credit card. The worth of those particular items are determined by a whole bunch of factors that I'm not going to get into in this video, but we'll be discussing in a later video, okay? So all of these objects are money in Canada. The Bank of Canada created the paper and the coins, and they said this is the worth of this particular type of paper or coin. We as Canadians have agreed to that. So that is what we do in the course of our day in this country when we're doing the exchange. We've agreed that these represent a certain denomination, a certain worth. Anyone coming to my country has to also agree to use this currency in this way, in that amount. And that's fine. We go to other countries and we adopt the same rules and regulations. Rules and regulations that are set by the government and agreed upon by the citizens of that country. Okay, fine. So that looks like money, right? They're objects. Actually, what I've come to discover that those are just symbols of money. And the value of each of those symbols is different for every single person. Now, I know I look at this and I say a loonie worth $1. Now, it's worth $1, but what is the actual value? If I'm a child and I look at a loonie, the value of this to me could be immense because I know that one of these is going to get me a bag of chips. So if somebody comes to me and says, would you like this loonie? Or would you like this credit card with $10 million on it? As a child, I'm going to say, give me the loonie, because I understand the concept of taking this loonie to the store and exchanging it for a bag of chips. And that's all I care about in my world. That has value to me. The bag of chips are valuable to me. Now, as a grown woman, if you came to me and said, would you like something worth $2 or something with a limit of $10 million on it, well, I'm going to grab the credit card with $10 million because that has more value to me, because I can see what I can spend just by swiping that card and using that amount of money. So it becomes valuable to me in that way. Sometimes when we think we don't have what we call enough money, we really don't have enough of something we value in our life. And I know people who have millions of dollars and they still don't feel it's enough because of a certain value not being met. And I know people who only have a couple $100 in the bank account and they feel it's totally fine because it is able to give them the value that they need. Very basic. You may know all this already, but I sure don't. This is mind-blowing to me. And I understand that these objects I just showed you are simply symbols. Symbols that we've agreed to use to represent money, when money in and of itself is not real. It's an illusion. It's a game. And once we understand the rules of that particular game, then we can create our own money. Now, I don't mean you go and you illegally print off a bunch of $20 bills. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating value in our life that is somehow tied to that particular currency. That's going to be the focus of my next series. But for now, I just want to know from you, is it just me or do you not get money? Tell me, please, and share with me what you do get about money. If you do happen to know more than I do, which I'm sure you do, put your comments below and hit the subscribe button above. And again, thank you so much for continuing to play and join the conversation. I'm Lori F. Dean, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow. Thanks.
Money, 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 money.